is triclinium. Tri because there are three couches, clinium because you recline. And in very early strict days, women were not invited to recline. They could perch on the edge or sit on a stool, and they were called umbra, U-M-B-R-A, shadow or ghost. So you could be a shadow at the dinner.
And don't talk, just be there.
Just be there. But then later on, obviously, they're all in it. And but still, and you can see what's represented here. It's called, it says mensa, which means table, but what it really is like a little stump. And they brought the food in on a tray. And so dessert is called the second tray, secunda mensa. And you can see from this delightful menu here, well, the phrase at the top is supposed to describe a nice dinner. Ab ovo means from eggs. Well, that's the appetizers, probably hard-boiled eggs and lots of other little snacks, sow's udders and potato brains. Yuck. Exactly. Probably not everybody.
Vegetarian on there.
And then the main course, and you can see it's kind of a jumble of, of meat and they did have vegetables. This woman that I was working for, the one from Maryland, had discovered exactly how they grew fabi, beans, green beans, because people are still growing them the same way near Pompeii. It's a very fertile area. It's lots of fruit and flowers are grown there even now. And then the dessert, they had honey, but they didn't have refined sugar like we do. So maybe that's why their teeth were better, even relatively poor people. And as far as drinking, wine, of course, but mixed usually with water, because they didn't keep the wine for it was probably pretty raw. And in fact, if you mixed honey with it, it was called mulsum. And that was liked. They knew about beer because they knew about Germans, but I'm not sure that it was terribly popular. And they didn't have distilled drinks, as far as we know. They didn't know how to do it, or they didn't choose to. So, just a couple more pictures, I guess.
That is fascinating.
Food, glorious food. This, I think I had talked about this the other day. That this is. We know who's the guy who ran this place. His name was Salvius, his bar and grill, and you can see that his counter has these holes in it, and they would put cold water if it had to, whatever it was, had to be kept cold, or coals if it was something that was supposed to, a stew or something that people would pick up on their way. So.